What's up, guys? I'm back. It's part 2, tuning up Old Blue. We're losing the old closed system here. We're swapping to open cooling system. Losing all this junk today. And you know, it's gonna be 120 here all summer, so I'm gonna bypass the heater core for now. I'm gonna run it back to it in the fall time, but right now I don't want any heat coming into that cab. So we're swapping it out. We're gonna take the fans out. We are going to swap these hoses, put some fresh hoses in, get an expansion tank in here, and a new aluminum radiator. So let's get at it. You're gonna need an 8mm to get rid of these fan shrouds in your electric fan. You're gonna need a T25 and a what do we got here? A T25 and a T30 Torx, and then a 10mm to remove this header panel, yank this radiator out, and then you're gonna need a flat blade to remove these hose clamps and get this all removed. So let's get at it, guys. Let's go. We got the goodies right here going in. New thermostat as well, high flow thermostat, 195 degrees. Tested it in the pot, boiled the water with the thermometer, and it opened up like it should. So hopefully we don't have any issues. This flows much higher rate of coolant than the factory thermostat. So let's see how it does out here in this desert heat, guys. Let's go. Alright, it's two 13mm bolts to get out this thermostat housing. Now we gotta tap it off. We're gonna clean this bad boy up. And would you looky there? There isn't even a thermostat. No fucking thermostat. No shit. That is some Vegas stuff right there. No thermostat in her. No wonder it was running a little bit odd. Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna clean this up and we're gonna put a little RTV on here and slap it back together. This right here is my weapon of choice when it comes to cleaning up gaskets. I just hit this with the old drill brush. It came out fantastic. Gets all the corrosion off of it. Got it nice and clean. Now we're gonna hit the surface of the head here, spray it out, and then seal her up. A little Scotch-Brite goes a long way in those tough to reach spots. Alright, now that we got the thermostat housing back on, the thermostat in there, got to get our new hoses in, get them tightened down on the head and the block, drop the radiator in, connect them up to the radiator, and then we're going to hook up our heater core line. So actually our bypass. So let's do it. We swapped the sensor in to the new radiator. We're gonna have to swap over these little rubber mounts for the top once we drop her in. Alright, so we got our hoses connected, our AC condenser zipped up, we got our pads back on with our studs in. Let's put this panel back on, it's gonna be tight. Pull it out here. Can't work it in here. Alright, back baby, got our bolts back in. Looks like we're gonna have to do some modifying. We gotta cut a little bit out right here so that way the radiator cap can spin. But let's slip her in and see if it works. All right, so it's the next day. It got dark on me last night, but basically what I did is I had to notch this out here so that way I can remove this cap. I got all the hoses back up. I got my bypass in. I'm not really feeling it. I need to lengthen it here. And my fan shroud disintegrated. So I need to get a new fan shroud. And at least I have my electric fan still, so should be good for now. But that's what's going on. I bypassed the heater core because right now I don't want any heat going through the cab. You know how heat transfers in no matter what, even when you don't have the heat on with these old dogs. And out here, 120 degrees in the Vegas heat, that's just not happening. I just don't want it. So I'll hook it back up in the fall. Anyways, here we go, guys. Got the open cooling system done. No more explosion bottle up here. I'm gonna have to mount this somewhere and, you know, get my overflow hooked up, but for now I just ran a little line down from the overflow. So anyways, I'm gonna burp the system and we should be good to go. so I ended up sticking the expansion tank here. So yeah, that's where it's gonna lay. All right, so we got her all buttoned up, no leaks, everything looks good. Thermostat housing, looking tight. Man, no big mess over here. This is fantastic. Anyways, that's it. That's how you swap to an open cooling system. Basically, you just take out your old radiator, throw away all that crap, put in the new radiator. So, if you want to, and you guys are in the, you know, Midwest and those colder climates, just hook up your damn heater hoses. It's easy. Just run them right here. This one to the top, this one to the bottom. They'll cycle. Do your thing. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. We're gonna do the trans mount and then the oil. Who knows what order. See you on the next one. Peace.